Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to be looking at Microsoft Purview, which is data security in a modern world. And as part of this session, we're going to be examining data, what it is today, how it is used in a modern environment where it's vulnerable, how and why data can jeopardize a company just in terms of beyond looking at different practices, and then also where data is going in the future, at least in the short term, because technology is changing and advancing so rapidly in the world today. As to who's having this discussion or bringing this to you, we are Valorum Reply. We're a digital transformation firm focusing on Microsoft's technologies and solutions in regards to how our clients and people are doing business and trying to secure their environments at cloud speed. I myself am Stephen Lazara. I'm a solutions consultant here at Valorum Reply. And while I specialize in strategically addressing security concerns, tactically I'm working in the data protection measures and across multiple enterprises and companies all across the board for multiple years here in the greater Chicagoland area. And to start off this session, what we're going to look at, which is what is considered first and foremost, is defining what we mean by data today. And when you look at a company's data, a company's structure, the main key is that there are classical data types and data locations. Those consist of things such as Exchange, Office 365, file shares, FTP sites, SharePoint, and of course OneDrive, which is relatively new, but is simply the home drives of today. These are the classic data and locations that everyone considers to be standard data valuations. In addition to this, however, there are additional locations and utilization of data in today's modern world that really need to be considered when you start talking about company data and how companies use information. That includes things such as Microsoft Teams and other collaboration software, Yammer for stuff that is published across the company, your different applications, both in Microsoft's realm and outside, in AWS, and even beyond in their own cloud environments, such as Oracle, and those applications and what data in their company is they are using and touching. You have SQL databases, the data that exists on the endpoints themselves, and people as they're working and developing different things, be it on their phone, on laptops, or any endpoint device. You've got different raw Azure data, such as Azure Data Lakes and things that are not classic file server and file share style data repositories. Power BI data reports can occasionally leak over. You've got other cloud environments such as just raw AWS and Oracle. And of course, we also have Google Data Cloud out there. And these are just some of the concepts that you can see around data utilization and locations. That you can no longer just restrict your data to what we consider classic types if you're going to cover a company's data environment from end to end. And the important part on that is the first step is to classify the data. So once you know where your data is, and because there's so much of it, you need to categorize your data. And you need to categorize it based on the value of the data, which is what risk is it to the company, such as, the menu that is shared over email for a department going to lunch together has a much lower value classification than, say, the blueprints or a process or a formula that is used in a portion of the company's business, which is a high business value. And then also how data is used. Some examples of this are things of high data value pieces are things such as blueprints, company financials, all of these different pieces. And these are things that if they are breached, if someone got a hold of them, they could cause damage to the company fiscally or otherwise. And then how they are used. Some of this data is shared with vendors. Some of it's third party as your consultants have access to it, and your vendors and partners. you have remote employees today, client-facing presentations. Some of this is social media information that is put out there by marketing. All of these combine for how data works.